If you are over 50 and you crash into a wall of exhaustion every afternoon around 2, that is not a normal slump. That is not stress. That is your mitochondria dying faster than your body can replace them. By the end of this video, I will show you the exact berry the Soviet Union classified as a military secret for 40 years, the one they gave to cosmonauts, Olympic athletes, and Special Forces soldiers to eliminate fatigue without a single stimulant. Plus, the full protocol inside the Mitochondria Reset, on sale this week for $27. But first, the 3 real causes nobody is explaining. Let me give you a number that will change how you think about energy. The global energy drink industry is worth over $85 billion a year. $85 billion. That is Red Bull, Monster, Celsius, 5-hour energy shots, pre-workout powders, caffeine pills, and every other product that promises you energy in a can. And here is what none of them tell you. Caffeine does not create energy. It blocks the receptor that tells your brain you are tired. That is it. The moment the caffeine wears off, the fatigue comes back, usually worse than before, because the adenosine that was waiting behind the blockade rushes in all at once. That is why you need a second cup at 2 in the afternoon, and a third by 4. And by evening, you cannot sleep properly, which means tomorrow morning you wake up even more tired and the cycle starts again. The entire $85 billion industry runs on that cycle. They do not want you to fix the cause. They want you to manage the symptom, forever. If you are over 50 and you crash into a wall of exhaustion every afternoon around 2, that is not a normal slump. That is not stress. That is your mitochondria dying faster than your body can replace them. By the end of this video, I will show you the exact berry the Soviet Union classified as a military secret for 40 years, the one they gave to cosmonauts, Olympic athletes, and Special Forces soldiers to eliminate fatigue without a single stimulant. Plus, the full protocol inside the Mitochondria Reset, on sale this week for $27. But first, the 3 real causes nobody is explaining. Let me give you a number that will change how you think about energy. The global energy drink industry is worth over $85 billion a year. $85 billion. That is Red Bull, Monster, Celsius, 5-hour energy shots, pre-workout powders, caffeine pills, and every other product that promises you energy in a can. And here is what none of them tell you. Caffeine does not create energy. It blocks the receptor that tells your brain you are tired. That is it. The moment the caffeine wears off, the fatigue comes back, usually worse than before, because the adenosine that was waiting behind the blockade rushes in all at once. That is why you need a second cup at 2 in the afternoon, and a third by 4. And by evening, you cannot sleep properly, which means tomorrow morning you wake up even more tired, and the cycle starts again. The entire $85 billion industry runs on that cycle. They do not want you to fix the cause. They want you to manage the symptom, forever. The Mayo Clinic study from 2005. The Karolinska data on mitochondrial biogenesis. The Journal of Ethnopharmacology review with over 300 compounds identified in Schisandra. She spent 2 weekends reading. Then she started. Day 3, she woke up at 6:15 without an alarm. That had not happened in years. Day 7, she skipped the afternoon coffee and did not notice until dinner. Day 21, she walked 3 miles with her neighbor and came home less tired than when she left. Here is why the protocol worked for Margaret when nothing else did. Margaret had tried green tea extract. She had tried CoQ10. She had tried B vitamin complexes. None of it worked because each was one piece in isolation. The Mitochondria Reset is a sequence. What you consume in the morning, in what order, with what timing, what to stop after 6 in the evening. That is the activation pathway. It is not a diet. It is not a supplement stack. It is the exact sequence, hour by hour, that opens the autophagy window and tells your mitochondria to repair and multiply overnight. Here is what you get when you join this week. The Mitochondria Reset ebook. 7 chapters, 134 cited studies, the complete 21-day protocol. Value $47. Plus 6 bonuses. The coffee variations chart with every variable tested. The 6 other mitochondria foods with doses adjusted for adults over 50. The 21-day visceral fat tracker, printable, day by day. The talk to your doctor script for when they push medications you do not want. Lifetime updates, every new study, automatic, forever. And only for the next 48 hours, the personal mitochondria email, where you write in with your most important question and get a real answer from a certified specialist. But here is what the protocol adds that you cannot get from this video alone: the exact dose and form of Schisandra that the studies used, the specific timing window for each of the 7 mitochondria foods, the morning ritual sequence that activates autophagy before your first meal, the 4-week tracker that shows you exactly which markers to watch, and the doctor script that gets your physician to run the 7 blood tests that actually measure mitochondrial health, not the standard panel they run by default. That is the 30% you cannot get here, the 70% I just gave you. One more thing before we wrap. Going to a longevity clinic with the problems we talked about today, fatigue, brain fog, muscle weakness, poor sleep, belly fat, would cost you somewhere between $1,500 and $4,000. I checked. The Mitochondria Reset gives you the same protocol, structured for the typical adult 50+. Today, with the launch price, $27. Original price was $97. 90 days money back, you keep all the bonuses. You are literally taking zero risk on this. The personal email bonus disappears at the timer in the first link. If you are going, today is the day. Continuing. Let me paint 2 pictures for you. Picture 1, Margaret 6 months ago. Waking up at 7:30, already tired. Reaching for the coffee before her feet touched the floor. Canceling walks with friends because she did not have the energy. Telling herself this is just what 64 feels like. Picture 2, Margaret today. Waking up at 6, no alarm, 1 cup of coffee because she enjoys it, not because she needs it. Walking 3 miles 4 times a week. Reading until 10 at night because her brain is still clear. Same person, same body, same age, different protocol. Total value, $241. What you pay today? $27. One time, lifetime access. And if in the first 90 days it does not change what you wanted it to change, you write 1 email with 1 word: refund. You get every cent back. No questions, no justification, and you keep every single bonus. Forever. You are not carrying any risk on this. We are. First link in the description. The personal email bonus disappears 48 hours after this video. Okay, back to the video. Because even if you do not pick up the protocol today, what I am about to show you next will help you. And it is the part of this story that genuinely surprised me. Here is how Schisandra actually works inside your cells. Schisandra contains a group of compounds called lignans. The most studied one is called Schisandrin B. And what Schisandrin B does inside your body is unlike anything caffeine, B vitamins, or energy drinks can do. Research published in peer-reviewed journals has shown that Schisandrin B activates a pathway called PGC1-alpha. PGC1-alpha is sometimes called the master switch of mitochondrial biogenesis. Biogenesis means the creation of new mitochondria, not repairing old ones, not optimizing what you have, creating entirely new ones. Think about that. Your body after 50 is losing mitochondria faster than it replaces them. And this berry contains a compound that studies suggest may flip the switch that tells your body to build more. But that is only half of the story. Schisandrin B also activates the NRF2 pathway, which upregulates your body's production of glutathione. Glutathione is sometimes called the master antioxidant because it protects every cell, including your mitochondria, from oxidative damage. The Soviet researchers were not interested in its taste. They were interested in what it did to soldiers. During World War II, the Soviet military gave Schisandra to fighter pilots and submarine crews to fight fatigue and sharpen focus during extended missions. The results were so promising that after the war, the USSR expanded the research into a classified program that lasted 4 decades. They tested it on Olympic athletes. They gave it to cosmonauts aboard the Soviet space station. They included it in survival rations for special forces units operating in Afghanistan. and they formally added it to the National Pharmacopoeia of the USSR, the official list of approved medicines for the entire Soviet Union. All of this research was classified. The Soviet government believed adaptogens like Cassandra gave their nation a competitive advantage, and they guarded that advantage through secrecy. It was not until the fall of the USSR in 1991 that most of this research became available to the rest of the world, and the West mostly ignored it. Before I go on, I need to stop for 4 minutes and tell you what happened to Margaret. Because if you recognize yourself in her story, the rest of this video changes. And if you do not, you can skip the next 4 minutes. The link is already in the description, but I think you will recognize yourself. Margaret is 64, lives outside Phoenix, retired school counselor. She spent 31 years helping other people manage their stress. Then she retired and realized she had never managed her own. Margaret woke up exhausted every morning, even after 8 hours in bed. By noon, she needed her second coffee. By 3, she was on the couch with her eyes closed, telling herself it was just a quick rest. It never was. Her doctor said it was normal for her age. In January, her daughter showed her a video, one like this one. Margaret is a counselor. She reads research. She downloaded the protocol, went straight to the references. The research from Hong Kong Polytechnic University showed that schizandrin B enhanced mitochondrial glutathione antioxidant status in multiple organ systems. So you get 2 effects at the same time, more mitochondria being built and the existing ones being protected from the damage that was killing them in the first place. That is why cosmonauts took it. That is why Olympic athletes took it. And that is why the research stayed classified for 40 years. Quick reminder, if the Margaret story hit something for you and you still have not grabbed the protocol, the personal email bonus disappears in less than 48 hours. After that, you can still get in, but the email goes away. First link in the description. Back to the video. Now let me show you 3 things you can do this week that cost nothing. Number 1, stop consuming caffeine after 1 in the afternoon. Not because caffeine is bad, because caffeine after 1 disrupts your deep sleep architecture, which is the window where your mitochondria do most of their repair work. You can have your morning coffee, keep it, but after 1, switch to water or herbal tea. Number 2, add 1 food that is naturally rich in compounds that support the PGC1 alpha pathway. The most accessible one is wild blueberries, not cultivated blueberries, wild ones. They contain significantly higher concentrations of anthocyanins, which research suggests may support mitochondrial function. Half a cup in the morning with your breakfast. Number 3, walk for 20 minutes after your largest meal of the day. Not before, after. Post-meal walking activates glucose uptake in skeletal muscle without requiring insulin, which reduces the metabolic load on your mitochondria and lets them focus on repair instead of processing excess fuel. Those 3 steps cost you $0 and take less than 30 minutes a day. They are in the protocol, and I am giving them to you right now.